hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister speaking in the National Assembly this evening reaffirmed the government's commitment to take economy towards export-led growth. Foreign Minister says a meeting of the Parliamentary Committee on National Security will be held in Islamabad tomorrow to discuss issues of national security and Afghan situation. 2 soldiers were martyred in a terrorist attack from inside Afghanistan across the international border in the Atoi area of North Waziristan today. Pakistan has categorically rejected irresponsible and misleading statement by the Indian Minister of State for Home Affairs regarding an alleged drone attack in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their unabated acts of state terrorism martyred 2 more Kashmiri youth in Kulgam district today, taking the tally to 15 during the current month. In Canada, dozens of people have died due to unprecedented heat wave that smashed temperature records. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reaffirmed the government's commitment to take the economy towards export-led growth. Speaking in the National Assembly this evening, he said initiatives in this regard are being taken in different sectors, including agriculture, livestock, and small and medium enterprises. The Prime Minister said that 60 billion rupees have been allocated in the federal budget for the uplift of agriculture sector. Tax exemptions worth 100 billion rupees are also being given to enhance the productivity of this sector and ensure food security. Imran Khan invited the opposition parties to sit with the government for talks on electoral reforms. This, he said, is important for the future of democracy in the country. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said that a meeting of the Parliamentary Committee on National Security will be held in Islamabad tomorrow to discuss Afghan situation. Responding to the points of the opposition members in the National Assembly today, he said important leaders of the opposition parties were invited to attend the meeting and they will be taken into confidence with regard to recent developments in Afghanistan and the national security. He said the opposition parties were also invited to the Foreign Office, where they were briefed about Pakistan's viewpoint on the Afghan situation. Winding up discussion on the supplementary demands for grants for the outgoing fiscal year, Finance Minister Shaukat Tareen said the government will make honest effort to reduce the supplementary budget. He, however, said a proper procedure is followed by the government to approve the supplementary grants. The Finance Minister pointed out that the supplementary demands for grants were far higher in previous regimes as compared to the PTI government. He said in 2012-13 there were 1.4 trillion rupees and 5.67 trillion rupees in 2013-14. He said the supplementary demands for grants were 600 billion rupees in 2017-18. Given the powers rested in him, Shaukat Tareen said he announces 1 honorarium for the staff of different departments who perform duties during the budget session in the Parliament House. He said he has also recommended Prime Minister Imran Khan to approve 3 honoraria, and after his approval, 1 honorarium will be converted to 3. 2 soldiers embraced shahadat in an attack after terrorists from inside Afghanistan across the international border in the Atoi area, North Waziristan district today. According to ISPR, these shahada include Hawaldar Salim, age 43, and Lance Naik Parvez, age 35 years. The Pakistan Army responded in a befitting manner. It is pertinent to mention here that Pakistan has consistently been asking Afghanistan to ensure effective border control on their side. Pakistan strongly condemns the continuous use of Afghan soil for terrorist activities against Pakistan. A Pakistani embassy spokesperson in Washington, D.C., Maliha Shahid, has denounced as inaccurate an article published in the Miami Herald that leveled allegations against Pakistan linking the country to terrorism and drugs. In a letter to the Miami Herald's editor, the spokesperson said this is an exercise with the sole aim of discrediting Pakistan through inaccurate assertions and unsubstantiated claims. Maliha Shahid said, while discussing Afghanistan and Al-Qaeda, the authors forgot to mention Pakistan's widely acknowledged role in the US-Taliban agreement that laid the foundation of the current Afghan peace process. President Dr. Arif Alvi has said Pakistan remained committed to realizing the untapped renewable energy potential in hydro, solar and wind, and to shift its energy mix to 60% clean energy by 2030. He stated this while inaugurating the 1-megawatt solar photovoltaic panels at the presidency, making it among one of the few presidencies in the world fully powered by green energy. The president stressed the need to utilize alternative sources for power generation to achieve fully the goals of clean and green energy. He said switching to renewable energy is vital to reduce the impact of climate change. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. Pakistan has categorically rejected the irresponsible and misleading statement by Indian Minister of State for Home Affairs, Gangapuram Krishan Reddy, regarding an alleged drone attack in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhary said while conveniently choosing not to share any evidence, the Indian government has once again levelled serious allegations against Pakistan. He said this is yet another manifestation of the unsubstantiated propaganda and smear campaign against Pakistan that is characteristic of the Indian government and an obliging Indian media. He said the use of Pakistan card either to win an election or to divert attention from an electoral defeat has also unfortunately become a standard practice. He called upon India to refrain from its irresponsible propaganda campaign, as no amount of Indian falsehood can succeed in diverting attention from India's serious crimes in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their unabated acts of state terrorism martyred 15 Kashmiris during this month. According to a report of Kashmir Media Service, out of them, 6 were martyred in fake encounters or in custody. Similarly, 169 people were critically injured after the troops used brute force on peaceful protesters. At least 81 civilians, mostly youth, were arrested, many of them under Black Law, Public Safety Act and Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Meanwhile, Indian troops martyred 2 more Kashmiri youth in Kolgam district today. The troops martyred the youth during a cordon and search operation in Chimar area of the district. China will mark the centenary of the founding of Communist Party tomorrow. President Xi Jinping, who is also General Secretary of the party, will attend the grand gathering in Beijing's Tiananmen Square. He will deliver an important speech at the event. The Communist Party of China has over 95 million members, approximately 20 times more than the figure in 1949 when the People's Republic of China was founded. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned that if he had sunk the British destroyer near Crimea, the world would have been on the verge of World War III. A British warship had entered Russian territorial waters near Crimea earlier this month. Speaking during an annual nationwide televised phone-in show in Moscow, Putin said the British did so to observe how Russian forces would react, and this was a provocation, of course. Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014. In Myanmar, the authorities will free around 700 prisoners from Yangon's jail today. The prison-chief said it is expected that some of the people detained for opposing military rule will also be included in it. In Canada, dozens of people have died due to unprecedented heat wave that has smashed temperature records. Canada broke its temperature record for a third straight day yesterday, 49.6 degrees centigrade in Lytton, British Columbia. The northwest U.S. has also seen record high temperatures and a number of fatalities. And finally, the weather report. Hot and dry weather is likely to prevail over most parts of the country, while very hot in plain areas of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.